Go into your working folder and pick up colorgroups.ai. Let's get organized. Now, if you know anything about me, and if you do, that's probably kind of scary, but I like organization. I am an organized kind of guy. I work more efficiently when everything is well oiled. And believe it or not, one of the places I really learned that was at the Culinary Institute, where everything in the kitchen has to be exactly where the chef expects it to be. And I carried that into my studio, and I'm happy I did, because it really helps me. When I start a class for Infinite Skills, or I start working on a project for a client, the first thing I do, believe it or not, is I go into my studio and I clean it from top to bottom and organize everything, and then I go. It's just what I do. Everybody has their own level of organization, and you can't push your level on somebody else. But one of the areas that we can really get organized in terms of colors, and I alluded to this in the last lesson, is using groups. Now, let's say these colors here represent like paint swatches at a store, but they're paint swatches for a website that I'm doing for a client, and we came to the conclusion that these are the colors that we're going to use. Well, I want to put those into my swatches panel. Now, how do you do that? Well, if I just did like we've done before, I could drag them over here and put them in this area right up here. But why not have your very own group of just those colors? This one's grays. These are the defaults. This one is Web Color Group. I'm going to click this button right here. And let's call this one Sam's Website. Click OK. And there you go. Now, the easiest way to do it is something like this. You click it here, you drag it from here, and you drag it over here. Now, the reason I'm not clicking the new button is because it would probably put it right up here. So I'm going to go ahead and just start dragging them over as I'm talking, one at a time. Now, it doesn't give me the options, and that's fine. I can always change, if I want to, change the color names in that later. But they are all in now, or they will be in a second. They are all in this one beautiful group. Now, once you get a group established, you could, well, save a palette out with just that group in it. You could control what's inside of it. You know exactly where those colors are when you begin using them. And there you go. We've made Sam's Website Group. Now, if you come to this button right here, you can say Show Color Groups and get rid of everything but those groups. You could even click on these and delete them if you didn't want them anymore. Control, to me, colors can very quickly get out of control. You can have so many colors and it becomes difficult to find what you need. Creating your own groups is a piece of cake. It's very easy to do. Don't forget that these are only here in this document. But we'll talk about how we get around that by saving sets later on.